Welcome to my journey through the heart of Tanzania, a ride from the highlands of Mbeya, across mountains and valleys, all the way to Moshi, in the foothills of Mount Kilimanjaro. From Mbeya to Iringa, the road winds through tea plantations and endless hills. Every bend reveals a new view: misty valleys, dramatic rock formations, and small roadside towns where life moves at its own rhythm. The journey unfolds through winding roads and endless horizons. I ride past hundreds of ancient baobab trees, standing tall like silent guardians of the land. Valleys open up below me, carved by rivers that wind and shimmer in the afternoon light. By the end of the day, I arrive in Iringa, tired, dusty, but filled with the quiet satisfaction that only a day on two wheels can bring. After a good breakfast the following morning, we head out once again, this time towards Morogoro, with more adventure waiting around every bend. One of the wildest parts of this adventure was riding through Mikumi National Park. On a motorbike with no fences, lions, elephants, and antelope roam freely just meters from the road. A moment of pure awe and a rush of adrenaline I'll never forget. I push on through the valley, riding my KTM 390 adventure beneath towering mountain ranges half hidden by drifting clouds. There's a hint of rain in the air, that fresh, earthy scent that clings to the road and fields. The mountains loom above me, wrapped in mist, while the road winds through one small village after another. Children wave from the roadside, farmers work their fields, and the rhythm of village life goes on undisturbed by the lone rider passing through. It's moments like this, when the world feels untouched, raw and quiet, that remind me why I ride. Just me, my bike, and Africa unfolding mile by mile. One of the simple pleasures on this journey is the abundance of fresh, organic fruit and vegetables sold along the roadside. It makes it so easy to grab a healthy lunch every day, a quick stop, a friendly chat with the locals. Along the way, I came across a family by the roadside, selling handmade baskets, mats, and woven goods. They sit under a simple thatched shelter, weaving patterns passed down through generations, turning grass and palm leaves into colorful pieces of art. A reminder that every journey is as much about people as it is about places. We arrive in Morogoro late afternoon after a fun day on the bike. Probably one of the best days so far. The scenery hasn't disappointed for a moment, and the temperatures have stayed in the mid-30s Celsius, adding to the adventure and the challenge. By the time we pull in for the night, there's dust on my boots, a smile under my helmet, and another memory added to this journey through Africa's heart. Somewhere back down the road, I managed to lose my sandals. No idea how. Maybe they bounced out of the bag, maybe I left them at a camp. Who knows? Either way, I roll into Morogoro barefoot and on a mission. I ask around and get pointed to a little row of shops near the market. Not exactly your big-name stores, just small, local stalls stacked with everything from flip-flops to hardware, motorcycle spares to phone chargers. The guy running the shop grins when I tell him what I'm after. No problem, my friend. He pulls out a pile of plastic sandals in every color you can imagine. Neon green, bright blue, bright orange, total fashion statements. A bit of back and forth, a bit of friendly bargaining, and I walk away with a new pair of sandals. It's these little moments, the stuff you don't plan, that end up being half the story on the road. I ride out of Morogoro with the morning sun at my back, the air still cool, the road stretching ahead through Tanzania's lowlands. The town fades behind me, replaced by wide skies and green fields. Farmland scattered with grazing cattle, tin-roofed homes, and the distant outline of the Uluguru Mountains falling away in the mirror. The tarmac weaves through village after village, each one marked by rows of handmade speed bumps that jolt you back to attention. Some are low, gentle, others hit hard, unforgiving. And in between, potholes, deep and jagged, force a constant dance. Swerve slow, rise off the pegs, ride light. Now and then the road breaks into rough patches, gravel shoulders, crumbling edges, especially where the rain has taken its toll. It's a ride that keeps you honest, demanding but never dull. The kind that reminds you this isn't a highway, it's a lifeline, connecting places where time still moves with the seasons. Near Makata, I came across a group of about 10 riders on BMW 1200s. They gave me a contact in South Africa who could help transport my bike back. Rolling into Korogwe as the afternoon light starts to soften. It's one of those small Tanzanian towns where the pace slows right down. Dusty streets, roadside shops, tuk-tuks buzzing past, and locals just chilling, watching the day drift by. I pull up, kill the engine, and for a moment, it's just quiet. That kind of quiet you only notice after hours of wind in the helmet. We grab a simple guest house for the night. Nothing fancy, but it's got a bed, a roof, and a place to park the bikes. A chance to recharge, grab some street food, and trade a few stories with curious locals who always want to know where the crazy guy on the KTM is heading. Bright stalls packed shoulder to shoulder, everything from piles of fresh mangoes and bananas to spices, dried fish, stacks of tomatoes, heaps of avocados. People calling out prices, bikes weaving through the crowd, the smell of charcoal, fresh bread, and something frying in oil drifting through the air. The market in Korogwe's buzzing, a mix of colors, sounds, and smells. Street food stalls crank out grilled maize, smoky skewers, and chapati fresh off the pan. Everywhere you look, someone's tuned into a football game. Radios blaring, crowds huddled around tiny TVs, all cheering, arguing, laughing. Come morning, we fire up the bikes again, point the front wheels north, and hit the road toward Moshi, with Kilimanjaro waiting somewhere out there behind the clouds. As I ride through the Pangani River Valley, the land flattens out between the Usambara and Pare Mountains, and the wind just howls through here. Big crosswinds, hammering across the open plains, pushing, pulling. It's a fight to hold the line, but man, it keeps you alive out here. In the wet season, Kilimanjaro stays hidden most of the day. Thick clouds wrap around it like a curtain, and more often than not, you ride right past without ever knowing it's there. But if you're lucky, really lucky, the mountain shows itself in the still moments. Early morning or late in the day, just before sunset. That's when it happens. The clouds part, the light turns gold, and suddenly, there it is, massive, ancient, snow-capped, and completely unreal. You stop whatever you're doing, because no matter how many photos you've seen, nothing prepares you for seeing it in person. After days on the road, Moshi's the perfect place to slow things down. Quick lunch in Moshi, nothing beats fresh, ripe pawpaw straight from the street stall. Sweet, juicy, and exactly what the day needs. I take a rest day here, not just to recover, but to reset. First up, laundry. After a week of riding in rain, dust, and sweat, even my clothes were begging for a break. Then it's time to check over the bike. The KTM's been a beast so far, but the road hasn't exactly been gentle. I go over the chain, tension's a little loose, so I dial it in and get it cleaned and lubed. Check the oil, brake pads, tires, all good. Just part of the ritual. Machine and rider both getting ready for what's next. The plan from here is to head back toward the coast, ride east through Tanga, then south to Ushongo. The terrain's going to shift again, from mountain mist to coastal heat, from rain-soaked roads to salt in the air. If you're enjoying the ride, hit like and subscribe. There's plenty more coming as the journey continues toward the coast and beyond. See you in the next one.